What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the top right hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently the best player on the planet and wants to continue his dominance in the pro scene. His name is Serral. And his opponent spawning the top left-hand corner of Year Zero LE, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's not as well known as his opponent, but a great Terran player to say the least, and continuing to grow his following. His name is Time. So guys and girls, this game and this series in particular was played at the WCS spring event that happened, and was one of the games within the round of 8 of that tournament, and I'm extremely excited to see what ends up happening here today between these two players, because this is a series that I'm really excited about, because I really am not going to lie. The entirety of WCS Spring, as far as the games I've casted so far and watched, are absolutely awesome. I mean, it's been a great event so far. Just really exciting stuff happening at the event. Lots of really great games of StarCraft 2, and I'm excited to see what ends up happening in this series here, as we got the best player on the planet, and then of course the a very good Terran player, to say the least. So should be interesting. But let's talk about what both our players are doing here in the early stages of the game. It looks like Serral went for that quick natural hatchery and then went ahead and got his gas as well as his spawning pool. He's got a couple of overlords that are hanging out right now, or kind of moving around the map, doing some scouting, seeing if there's any proxy barracks. We have Time on the opposite side of the map. He's going ahead, he got his barracks, and then he followed that up into a natural command center. He's going to have his a Reaper coming out onto the map to do a little bit of some scouting information. But like I said, guys, this is one of those series that I think is going to be a really exciting one between these two, because Time is an up-and-coming star, I think, in the StarCraft 2 Pro scene with the Terran pieces. I think he's going to just continue to get better and better. And Serral, of course, well, this is a guy who needs no introduction at all, and he is consistently getting better and better, it seems, as he's gone from tournament to tournament. We're going to have that Reaper makes his way across the map over to that third, or I should say that second natural hatchery. Going to do a little bit of some jawing back and forth. Some micro is going to come into play, but it looks like that Reaper is going to be shooed away. Third hatchery is gone down now for Serral as well. We're going to see the metabolic boost upgrade being researched as well out of the spawning pool. And it does look like now we're starting to see some of the techs of choice. We are going to see Time. He's going to go ahead, put that factory onto the reactor, and then we're going to see a starport being followed up as well. So very interesting decision making by Time. Nothing, crazily out of the ordinary as of yet as far as the build order is concerned. The same can be said for Serral. We are going to see the double Hellion production coming out of that factory. And it looks like Serral is getting a start on that creep spread, starting to move it out somewhat. And I think we're gonna, I really want to keep an eye on, who's gonna be the one that's kind of dictating the pace of this game. That's the big question mark that I'm gonna have, because Serral, a lot of times he'll just kind of overwhelm the opponent if you give him too much time. Looks like that Baneley Nest is being followed up here. We're also going to see a Liberator production coming out of the starport, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that as well. It looks like we may have a timing push coming in here shortly for Time, as he's starting to kind of get some units up at the top of that ramp towards that natural command center. But nonetheless, I am excited to see exactly what Serral is going to kind of be able to scout here. It does look like he does see that there is the starport out. So Serral is so good at the scouting, information, really just scouting and getting as much knowledge about what his opponent is doing at so many different points in the game. Does look like we are going to see those Hellions as well as a Reaper that are going to be moving across the map. We're going to see 6 in total are going to be moving onto creep. Got to be careful though. Here we go. It does look like Serral wants to be the one kind of creating the issue here, as he does look like he wants to try to get some shots in there before Time can really do much. But these Hellions are trying to find an angle here. Looks like they are going to try to come in here and get somewhat of an angle, as you're going to try to fry some of those some of those Zerglings. They do get a couple of them. Nothing too crazy as of yet, as we're going to see that Liberator is going to try to get its, it is going to try to do as much damage as it can over at that third hatchery as well. But here we go. It does look like Time wants to be the one creating somewhat of the issue here, as he is going to get a lot of value out of these Hellions so far. Beautiful play so far out of Time, but you do not want to overextend, at least at this point, as those Queens are definitely helping out quite a bit so far. More and more Queens are going to be added on. We're going to see the lair production coming in as well. And then we're going to see Time. He's going to go ahead and he is going to start that stim pack research, and then it does look like he is also going to continue ramping up some more production as far as barracks go. He's going to get those double evolution chambers out so he can start getting those +1/+1 upgrades. Looks like that third command center is going to be coming in here very shortly as well. Yes, and +1/+1 is started here. And we are going to see continued action here over near Serral's side of the map. I don't know if I like this engagement here. The transfuses do come in. But the Liberator that was here with those liberation zones, you know, I feel like Time might have had a decent angle there to do some damage. But there were a lot of Queens there, so maybe he wouldn't have been able to do as much damage as I would have thought. But it does look like the Liberator is going to start doing a little bit of some damage to the Overseer. Looks like he probably will get that Overseer unless the Overseer is transfused. Oh, it does. Beautiful play there by Serral. Just at the nick of time. Gets that transfuse in. Beautiful play. We are going to see the roly-poly upgrade coming in now for Serral for the Banelings. So going to have to keep an eye on all these upgrades. Lots of upgrades coming in. We're going to see those +1/+1 upgrades out of his evolution chambers. This is going to get followed up by a Hydralisk Den. And so we're really starting to see what both players are deciding to do. Centrifugal hooks will be finished up in less than 10 seconds for Serral. And now we're starting to see Time. Looks like he's thinking once again about moving out here. And I kind of like it. I do. I actually like that he is deciding to try to be the one creating trying to create problems for Serral, and I really like that decision making, simply because if he's the one dictating the pace of the game, he can, you know, I think that's half the battle. But the problem is that Serral looks like he wants to run across the map here and wants to do what kind of damage he can now to that third command center. There is absolutely nothing here to save these SCVs. Looks like Serral is getting a really nice angle, at least at this point. Beautiful play there by Serral, but at the same time, there is an army of Times that's going to try to do some damage over at that fourth hatchery here, and it does look like the Zerglings, though, they're going to be coming up from behind. You got to be very careful, though, because there are going to be some sieged up tanks here, as well as those medevacs. But here we go. It does look like Serral's going to try to do as much damage as he possibly can, but those siege tanks just barely survive, at least for the time being. Melee attacks level 1 ground, Carabase level 1 are going to be finishing up as well. They are going to try to snipe that fourth hatchery. Has not happened yet. The surround comes in on both sides. It looks like Serral is trying to swallow this entirety of that army alive, and it does look like Time is going to fly out of there before Serral's able to take full advantage. But this army's being re-upped now by Time. Evolved Muscular Augment's going to be finishing up in less than 5 seconds now for Serral, so we got to just, you know, keep on keeping tabs on these upgrades. The +2/+2 upgrades going to be coming in for both players as well. It does look like Serral once again is starting to, he's really keeping tabs on where this army is at all times, but it looks like the creep spread, Time does not want to allow to get out of hand, at least for the time being, as we're going to see more and more Banelings being added on as well. And just a lot of red over in this area of the map as more and more Zerg is going to try to just completely overwhelm this army. The swarm is here, that is for sure, as we're going to start seeing Hydralisks that are going to be researched or are going to be morphing in here shortly, as we are going to see Serral is once again going to see exactly what's going on. He is so good at, of course, the information to figure out what's going on. We're going to see the infestation pit coming in now for Serral as well, and then we're going to see we're going to start seeing more and more siege tanks that are going to be coming in as well now out of Time. Wow, a lot of back and forth early on, you know, in this series. As we're passing that 9.5 minute mark, we're going to see the grooved spines is going to be finishing up now for Serral. And so this is very interesting. I mean, both these players are really trying to get an angle here, as far as what is going to work out best for them. As we're going to see Serral, he's going to be hitting another command center up at that near that top left-hand corner of the map. And we're going to see Time, who's trying to kind of trade blows with him, going after a lot of this creep spread. But it looks like Serral, once again, is going to try to get as much value as possible out of small amounts of Zerg units. He is going to start doing a little bit of some damage here. On the opposite side of the map, though, we are going to see Time is going after, once again, that 4th hatchery. He wants to take it out. He's got these siege tanks in a beautiful position as far as they are sieged up beautifully to really be able to try to snipe down this 4th hatchery. Looks like they are just barely, possibly, are they going to get it? Looks like Serral does not want to let it go. The transfuses are coming in, and it looks like Serral is able to swallow that army almost whole there. As more and more damage is going to be coming in, Serral is ahead right now, and I think that engagement definitely went in favor of Serral without a doubt. Hive is being researched, and it's going to start being able to go after those and start creating some of those higher tier Hive-based units. We are going to see Serral once again. He's going to try to get this round once again. Oh, you got to be careful. The Baneling hits. GG is called, and Serral takes a 1-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Time. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 2.